The G-Way Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
You know, going back to Trail of Tears, Al Freeman Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
he said, can you come down to Petersburg, Virginia? I said, yes, sir. Didn't know how I was going to do it, but it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I got to Petersburg, and Al Freeman Jr. put it in the hands of this newcomer named Sally Richardson.
Mm.
It was crazy. Sally read it and said, what? Felicia Rashad, read this.
Mm-hmm.
Got into Felicia Rashad's hand, you know, and I'm like, huh? And then I get this call. I get a phone call from Felicia Rashad. And she say, come sit with me. And so I went up on her deck,
Mm-hmm.
and then she told me this movie it moved every single one of us on the set.
Mm.
Richard Roundtree, everybody had it. Made copies of it. And they wanted to meet Crystal and I. And she said, come back. So my dad, I went back home and said, Miss Huxtable got the script.
Mm.
She said, come back for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So we all went back, my dad, my cousin Gib, and Crystal, and we sat down with her into the sunset. And she blessed it. She spoke into us. And she connected us to the Coen brothers, Fargo, and Woman Down
Yeah.
in North Carolina.
That is funny.
So she connected us to the Coen brothers, and they read our script, and they fell in love with us
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to put us through the Nicole Fellowship, the Disney Fellowship.
Okay.
And we entered it, and we won.
Mm.
And we won first prize. And they flew Crystal and I. Crystal was 20, I was 19. They flew us both. This was our official first time together on
Mhm.
a plane to even go to California by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Got to rent a car. Dad sent us some money, and just we went around into Warner Brothers lots and
Mhm.
Disney. They showed us all around, and Alan Wertheim he did Shaft and all these kind of movies, and he sat us down, took us to Paul Newman's restaurant, and
Mm.
said, you guys are going to be big, you know? And they pushed it out there, but the industry at that time were on the heels of Dancing with Wolves and all
Okay.
these historic movies,
Mm-hmm.
and they said it's at the right time, you know? And they wanted us to develop and kind of slid us over a script that I can't name,
Mm-hmm.
but the script fixed that. See if you can do that, you know? And we looked at it, and it was like, this is what they wanted to finance.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this father beating up this kid and this, that, and the other, and there's all this dysfunction in here.
Mm.
And I'm coming out of church, man. I'm like, I can't take that back home.
Yeah.
At 19, we can't
Mhm.
do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Disney, y'all want us to do that. You know, but y'all teaching us the game, but you're going to create our narrative.
Mhm.
Brother and sister going to do this about, I don't come from my father beating me up. My father's, he beating up the word to
Right,
people.
right,
He
right.
like, you good,
Mm-hmm.
not the other way.
Right.
And so Crystal couldn't, you know, we just kind of split up. Crystal went back home. She wasn't ready for it, you know,
Mhm.
and I stayed on my hustle, man.
Okay.
And that's how propaganda and all these videos happen.
Mm-hmm.
Around 2012, actually 2007,
Mm-hmm.
Dietrich was the one who moved me to Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, Dietrich and I,
Mm-hmm.
along with Apostle Verl Howard, was the
Mhm.
producer of 85 South Gospel Street for the Gospel Movie Channel.
Gotcha.
Gospel Music
Mhm.
Channel.
Yeah, yeah.
When it first came out, launched out
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
You know,
I was with him in what? That was him and Demita,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. We did that. And,
Okay.
We came to Atlanta, and it's before Tyler was really
Mm-hmm.
doing too much. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I said, Dietrich, he wanted to do this in Detroit. And I was like, I think we need to do it in Atlanta because TD was going to be there for the Impact Conference.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, we need to be in Atlanta. Apostle Verl was like, yeah, let's do it. I can get everybody. I mean,
Mhm.
you got Verl around, she can get everybody.
Yeah.
So we said, let's get some buses
Mm-hmm.
and go back and forth from the studio. And we got Dietrich's sets, and we built those sets up there. And we knocked out a whole season, 2 seasons. We had 24 episodes in a weekend,
Mm.
you know, and we had everybody walk through the door, you know.
Yeah.
And Brad Siegel over there, he was the chief over there at the time, and
Mm.
he looked at that and was like, what? It was like, yeah, and it was just something great. And I stayed there, I stuck to it. And, I fell in love with Atlanta. And I started developing projects. I got back into music videos, although those budgets went from 150, 200 at my top, $1 million at times. Now I had to figure out how to live with $20,000 budgets. I know that still sounds a lot today for 2021, $20,000 budgets. But, that got me into the whole D4Ls and the TIs
gotcha. Yeah.
and the Rick, and the Young Jeezys and everything. And I did that, Rick Ross. And it kept going down. 5,000. I can't tell. And I'm building up a family. I got a wife. I got this big house. What you want me to do,
Yeah.
And so I found out about augmented reality and artificial intelligence and Georgia Tech, and I stepped aside from the business. I told Coach K this. Shout out to Coach K this on the shoot. We're doing a shoot with Monica and some other people were there, and I said, Coach, I'm leaving the film business, man. I'm going to technology. And he said, huh? I said, yeah. And my directors and everybody blew up, and I pushed everybody. But I'm so thankful that I was able to get to that place and to see the other side of me.
Right.
I didn't know I had the other side. And it was detrimental to me because I was losing. When you're selling cars, you're selling Bentleys, you're selling, all that. You're still trying to keep that. Now, down here, I end up, I'm selling, but having to front myself. At times we had 10, 20,000 square foot houses, here, crazy, and I'm like, this is not sustainable. And I got out of that, and so I got a good news for everybody. This is a new way. So I was out of it. I got into artificial intelligence, machine learning. I started dealing with hedge funds and private equity.
Okay.
Learning about that. I got in the business aspect of the entertainment business, because throughout that time, one day somebody asked me, how much money have you ever made in all the projects that you've been connected to? I can't even come up with that number. Not at all. It's in the billions. If we touch Tupac and 4 of his videos,
Right.
LL Cool J, Shania Twain, Travis Tritt.
Sheesh.
I mean, I can keep going.
Yeah.
Sting. We gave him the ideas. We gave them the ideas. We made them look good. We gave you the identity. People don't understand right now. These kids don't understand. They're creating an artificial something that we created. It wasn't real. P. Diddy didn't have that money like he had that money when he first started Bad Boy. That Rollie was here. These rappers, the jewel, we had to go find Jacob. Man, get these chains on the neck. Oh, let me look at that. Let me rock this. Let me get that. Ooh, whose car is that? Let me get that car. Go get me a nice car so I can front in it. And we doing it. Now understanding that you creating a relationship with me with the brands, not knowing people, not knowing really the power of that. So I started seeing me in a small cluster of people from the early 90s taking rap from the street cipher and being in the shadow of P. Diddy from Howard University, seeing how he did everything, take us to this Versace world, this brand world, this Tommy world. I mean, we used to talk against Tommy Hilfiger back in the days.
Folks will still wear it, though.
But it's like, what are we really doing?
Right.
Can we get some real money out of this? Why is this shirt costing? Why is this blouse costing $1,000, $1,500? When the inner city got to feel like they need that because Biggie rocking it. And so again, me being different, coming up through church, coming up through independently thinking. I saw my father and black men raise capital and bless people back with the money, speaking to them, and I'm getting the other side. We're going to take it.
Yeah.
We're going to take it. We're going to blow up and let them worship us. I'm the artist. You just work for me. I'll fire you. And that's how it was. And so I didn't like that. I didn't agree with that. I always wanted my sister and my brothers and my family around me to do this. So only the blessing of God was able to get this going.